I left the first checkpoint on Cedar Island, North Carolina, part of WaterTribe's Blackbeard's Challenge, on the morning of the third day. As I passed the tip of Cedar Island into the open sound, the wind and waves picked up, so I reefed, zipped up my dry suit, and sailed into the growing waves. Late morning, I noticed the bow low in the water and getting lower until I could no longer steer, and the wind blew me back down Pamlico Sound. The first bit of land going in that direction, the only direction I could go, was almost 70 miles, and in addition, I was drifting past buoys in the water, and when I looked at my chart, this was inside the bombing range of the nearby Marine Corps Air Station at Cherry Point. When I looked in the direction I was drifting with the wind, I could see something in the water, which turned out to be a big barge the fighter pilots used for target practice. Yes, I was now inside an active bombing range heading for their bombing targets. This is when I activated my personal location beacon on my life jacket. A few minutes later on the phone rings. It was from Coast Guard Central Command in Washington, D.C. But since my phone was wet, I couldn't answer because the touch part of the phone didn't work in these wet conditions. I tried to dry the phone off with my wet shirt, but nothing. Finally, after 10 minutes, I answered the phone call from Washington. Now, while all this was going on, my float plan stated my shore contact was my wife. So she receives a phone call from Washington, D.C., stating this is the Coast Guard and that Bill's location beacon had been activated. They stayed on the line with her until the boat arrived. As the rescue boat left Hoboken Station, my phone rings from the boat coxswain, asking for my exact location. I read my handheld GPS, and a half an hour later, the 45-foot MLB pulls up and pulls me aboard. My kayak is now almost filled with water. The mate pulls the kayak aboard. It breaks in two. They apologize, but I say, no, don't apologize. You rescued me. Heading back to Hoboken Station, the boat captain thanked me for being so prepared. My dry suit, having a float plan, a shore contact, knowing my exact location, it made his job so much easier. 10 minutes later, the mate thanked me for being prepared. And when we reached the station, the communication officer also thanked me. So all the safety protocols from WaterTribe really paid off this day, saving my life. To this day, I'm grateful to the Hoboken Coast Guard Station and the Coast Guard in general.